Hi, I'm Jasmine Nicole. Welcome to the Motivational Mystic, a space for authentic, higher conscious conversations to motivate, inspire, and empower. Thanks for listening. Each week, I'll drop a new conscious raising episode. Let's dive in. Today, I want to talk about having gratitude for your personal growth. I feel like this is a continuation of a previous episode. Outgrowing people is a sign that you're evolving. Because once you do grow and evolve as a person, you may not even recognize or realize it because internally, you may feel like the same person. You don't feel like you've made drastic changes to become who you are today. You've made necessary changes. It's funny because you may not know how much you've grown or evolved until you come across people who might have known the old version of you, who might have been more comfortable around the old version of you, and now they meet this new modern day present version of you. You're so drastically different from the person they used to know. For example, let's say you used to be a very reactive person and you have done the necessary internal work to really identify your triggers. You identify them and recognize you don't want to react. You want to respond. So you choose to make a change. You're not a reactionary person like you once were. So when you encounter people who knew that old version of you and knew, ooh, I can push this button and that button to get a reaction out of them, and it no longer works. It's interesting to recognize their reaction to your non-reaction, which is essentially recognizing your growth. They don't know this new version of you. They may think they do, but they don't know this new version of you. And that can trip a lot of people up. A person who has done the internal work to grow, to evolve, and just embody a version of themselves that they know is their highest potential can have this effect on people. Running into people from your past who are comfortable placing you in this box and seeing you in a certain light that might be drastically different from who you actually are. Once you get through that season of growth and have become a better, more evolved version of yourself, walk confidently and let that inner power, inner strength radiate outwardly. A lot of people tend to judge or place other people in certain boxes or categories in their mind. And once you break out of that box people have placed you in, it's almost like they have to come to the realization of self-limiting beliefs that they have for themselves and project outwardly towards others because they see someone else who has done something that they haven't done or couldn't do for themselves. Growing and evolving is not an easy task. Sometimes, I even feel like the universe will orchestrate certain scenarios to bring to your attention how much you've grown or leveled up in life so you can acknowledge it. Some people, myself included, can get so focused on getting the next thing done on their to-do list that you don't recognize how much you've already accomplished. We need to have more gratitude for how far we've come, and I feel like the universe sort of orchestrates certain scenarios in our lives to remind us of that. Like the example I used before about encountering people from your past that you haven't seen in a long time, and you find yourself in a scenario in which you have to be around them again. They're accustomed to seeing you one way, and you show up a completely different version of yourself. More mature, more evolved, more well put together. Your energy or demeanor has probably changed as well. If any of you moved away from your hometown, the place where you grew up, you might have lost touch with some of the people you grew up with. If you ever had the opportunity to go back to your hometown, you quickly get reminded of how far you've come, how much you've evolved and grown based off of where you started. Not to say you're being judgmental or looking down on where you come from, but you have an awareness of the difference of where you are now in comparison to where you were in the past. Maybe you have come across certain childhood friends that still live in your hometown, and you're so far removed from that place that these encounters may become a bit awkward. Unfortunately, some of the people you run into may still be in the same place in their life that they were when you moved away. There's not much change, there's not much that has evolved with them. And then you are just a completely different person, and it seems like another lifetime that you were living in this place, that you were in communication with these people more frequently. So it's interesting because I feel the universe does put us in positions where it's brought to our own attention how much you've grown, whether that's through people, places, or things. And within that, once you have those moments of realization, you have to have gratitude for your growth. People may be threatened by your growth, and that's their problem, not yours. Oh well. But even if you receive negative reactions to your glow up, your growth, it does tell you something as well. You are not who you used to be, while others may be projecting that they are still who they are when you knew them. So having gratitude for your growth, for your level up, for your glow up is important. I think we all can do a better job of that, just having gratitude for how far we've come and where you are, and as you prepare to put more work and energy into where you want to be. Just taking the time to acknowledge and appreciate that you're living life on a higher timeline and you attained this success through your hard work and determination. Have appreciation for all of the work and the effort you put into becoming this new evolved modern day version of yourself compared to who you used to be. I don't think a lot of people take enough time to do that until they are confronted with the fact that they're not the same person they were in the past. Going back to old places and recognizing that you don't fit in anymore is one way of it being brought to your attention that you've evolved, that you've grown. You don't fit in anymore. The last couple of times I've gone back to my hometown, even just my home state of New Jersey, I recognized it's not a place that I fit into anymore. I felt far removed from this place. I'm grateful for being able to grow up there and meet the wonderful people I've met and have the wonderful experiences I've had. And it's very humbling to go back to where you come from, to appreciate all the lessons, the opportunities, experiences I had, but that place just didn't feel like home anymore. This isn't a place that resonates with the person that I am today. It's good to be introspective and take inventory of things like that. It makes you more appreciative of the things you were able to accomplish and where you are now. So having gratitude for your personal growth journey and taking the opportunity to acknowledge it, embody it, and enjoy how far you've come is important. Many of you out there listening might have come from humble beginnings, and if people were to meet the person you are today, they'd never know it. You've worked hard on yourself to reach your highest potential and living life on your highest timeline. And it's really easy to take that for granted, because once you become the more evolved, polished version of yourself, especially for my go-getters out there, you're just looking for the next thing to accomplish and achieve. Even with your growth and more mature perspective, if we're really being honest with ourselves, internally, we don't feel much different than who we always were. You might have learned lessons along the way to become a more mature, more well-rounded version of yourself. But as some psychologists have said, we don't really deviate too much from who we were at 7 years old. It's kind of funny to think that we are all still little 7-year-olds inside, navigating the world, learning, evolving over time, and rolling with the punches. You adapt and elevate, but at your core, you still feel like that person you've always been. And I think that's what makes it easy for people to take their personal growth for granted. Internally, you feel the same, and obviously you celebrate your wins along the way. You celebrate the things that you accomplish and that you achieved to get you where you are today. But oftentimes, we do take who we've become and what we achieved for granted. So it's good to be intentional about taking time to be grateful, to be introspective, and just self-reflect. I think something that can help people to become more intentional about expressing gratitude for their personal growth is looking at your life in 5-year increments. I personally started doing this in my 20s, And it helped me to keep things in perspective. I'm in my 30s now, and I still do this to this day. To just take inventory of how far I've come, take the time to appreciate where I am currently, and set my intentions for what I want to achieve next. So for example, I know that I wasn't the same person at 20 that I was at 25. Mentally, emotionally, financially, I evolved and acquired and achieved things over time. I wasn't the same person at 30 that I was at 25. So look at your life in 5-year increments. Stop and think, okay, 5 years ago, you were where compared to where you are now? I think that helps to put things into perspective. Life is not boring. It's definitely a journey and an experience. We've all had wins and losses and triumphs along the way. So thinking about all that has transpired in your life in 5-year increments can help you put things into perspective and have gratitude for where you are today. So, as you're leveling up, don't forget to take a few moments to express, to embody, to exude gratitude along the way. Gratitude is like that little thank you or acknowledgement you're giving to the universe for meeting you halfway to help you accomplish the things that you have. Life can be good for everyone in many ways. Maybe for some, it's a simple vacation where they have that realization. Maybe it's a simple Saturday afternoon, fishing, or getting your nails done. You have these small little moments of peace, tranquility, and fulfillment, or excitement, whatever that looks like for you. When life is good, those are the moments, the best moments, to take 30 seconds to have a conscious thought, to have gratitude, to give thanks for what you have. Whether it's, I'm grateful to be spending time with my family, or I'm grateful to be spending time with my significant other. You may be grateful to be on a walk with your dog on a nice sunny day. Whatever that looks like for you. Take those moments of peace, tranquility, and happiness you experience in your life and take a little time to have gratitude for it all. Gratitude for your personal growth. Gratitude for your life, which is something we all take for granted. So enjoy it. Take moments to express gratitude for it all, but most importantly, your personal growth journey. Having appreciation for the fact that you pour into yourself. You poured into yourself to get from point A to point B, to get from where you were to where you are now. You did that. You put in the effort. You put in the time. You can definitely have been divinely led to do those things. But you as an individual have to put in the action behind it to actually do it. So it's okay to have appreciation for yourself, for answering that call, following that call, to show up for yourself, to live life on your highest timeline, to be a more evolved, accomplished version of yourself. Be proud of that. Taking those moments to be proud of yourself is necessary. I think that's why it's so easy for us to take things in our life, the people in it, and the things we achieved, for granted. We don't take enough time to appreciate where we are and the work we put in to get there, and to have gratitude for answering that divine call, that sign, that urge to follow something more, to want something more for yourself. To reach higher for that next chapter, that higher timeline, and to put in the time and energy to achieve it and make it a reality. So be grateful for the guidance, the resources, and the ability you had to accomplish it and to become a more evolved version of yourself. Growing and evolving is not easy, but for people who want more for themselves, it is a necessary step that they take to make it happen. And that is something that needs to be celebrated. When you can look back on your life, whether that's in 5-year increments or maybe longer, and have appreciation for the journey, for the growth, for the process, for everything you were able to overcome and achieve, I think that makes having gratitude for your life, your journey, your accomplishments, and who you are an easier task because you have something to reference it against. And like I said before, gratitude is just giving the universe a little thank you for assisting you along the way. And I personally believe gratitude is the key to abundance. If you are able to show that you are grateful for the things that you have achieved and who you are, that means you're just opening yourself up to receive a lot more that you can handle now that you're operating on a higher timeline, now that you're operating at your highest potential. If you can show that you're willing to put in the work, the effort, and the time to be the best version of yourself, to reach your highest potential, you just open more doors of possibilities to rise even higher. But again, it is up to the individual. And gratitude is a big key in opening doors of abundance and opportunity and resources. So make sure that you have gratitude for your journey, for who you are, and everything you had to overcome to be the person that you are today. Well, that's all I had for today, everyone. Until next time, goodbye.